again, welcome to Mystic Moons. I feel like I had quite the reading with the last one with my kitty participating in it. I feel like he redecorated and reorganized a whole bunch of things, but maybe it's all in my head. Good portion of reality is all up in our heads anyway. I am here with a segment of Aware and Beware. Collective readings. Messages for spirit. Now, if you feel called to, I do invite you to check out other readings in this series. If you're not watching it live, I'd actually recommend you just choose a video, an Aware, Beware video, and just jump around the timeline. See what you get. So, if you do appreciate this video, you can give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to go and help support the channel, you can consider leaving a donation either through Cash App or Buy Me a Coffee. Mystic Moons is not monetized and does depend upon the support of you, the viewers. Looks like it was some upside down, some not. Let's see. Explain why she was in a coma. No, I don't think you heard what I said. I did a complete medical review just as you asked. What I'm saying is that there is not a shred of evidence to implicate the husband or anyone. Not a shred of evidence. All right. So, with these moon cards, I suppose I'll put a slight disclaimer and say that they're a little harsh. I have positive readings. Positive notes on here. I have negative notes. I have very few neutral notes in here. Hello, Jonathan. Nice to meet you. And Slavic societies and values is synonymous with. And I'm wondering if I should go and bring out anything more before I start. Should I use these? Well, you're not suggesting that he is himself. Actually, no, we'll just go and jump right into it. Let's go and get a message. First message from Spirit. But why would a demon, if there were such a thing, bother with a 9-to-5 make home for daddy routine to suit an off his wife and something is sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. What is sticky? Someone is lonely. Someone, let's see a little bit more about that God situation. So, message number 1. Somebody made a decision. Somebody burned bridges. That person, I have a description here with Pita. That person is somebody who has a lot of fire in them. Could be somebody with strong fire astrologically. Definitely is someone who has strong fire physically. Fire characteristics, I would say this person is impetuous, impulsive, courageous, active, could like to be outdoors, or they work out their esteem best through exercise. Person definitely has some sort of exercise type regimen. An active type of lifestyle more than a dull lifestyle. Someone who would rather go and be outside, perhaps even if it was a tad cold or a tad rainy, rather than necessarily just vegging out like a couch potato. This person could be anywhere from medium height to tall. Definitely, this person is muscular, if not athletic, if not toned. Person should also be someone who is outgoing. Naturally. Could that person be a little bit of a chatterbox? You know, lonely God and PETA almost makes me think that this is someone who could be a little bit of a chatterbox. But essentially, what I have here is someone who's in that energy, has those characteristics, took the decision upon themselves with the God card here to end things in a very definite, I feel like using the word shitty, but I try not to curse on my channel. But that's the word I'm getting. So excuse my language for saying that. They ended it in a shitty manner. They were tacky. They were unexcusable. They were low. They were just shitty. And they know that there's no way of coming back and reconnecting. I say that this card of sticky, is it sticky because they're lonely for the connection that they burned. And it'd probably be too an act from God that would allow them to reconnect with someone who they impulsively, let's say that word again, impulsively with PETA energy, with fire energy. This person just made a snap decision and thought, this is what I feel like. This is what blah, 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 whatever. In fact, this almost feels like two burned bridges. Oh, you're going to be that way? Well, I can trump you, right? I can double you. I can do it better. I can do it best. I can do it bigger. I can have the final word. Well, they did have the final word, and now they're dealing with the consequences. Hello, Daybreak. This is aware and beware. This is also a reoccurring series that I do, Mystic Moons. I've been doing it for many, many, many months. Just general messages from Spirit. What's in the energy may resonate with the people who are watching, may resonate with someone who's watching after the fact. I also see this as timeless messages if you feel called to click on this video. So let's get a little bit more information on Sticky. I'm going to draw 2 tarot and a few more moon cards. Sticky, I have 8 of Pentacles. I may have the Star. Someone's preparing to go and offer a reconciliation to someone who they ended things in a shitty manner. They want to go and get in front of your face again. Even though they burned that bridge. Oh, I just get such like uncalled for actions. This person was thoughtless. You know, at the time they thought it was no big deal. It was something that was like, meh, that kind of energy. And oh, are they regretting it? So besides having Peta energy of the characteristics I mentioned earlier with strong fire, but also the athletic build, the personality that is impulsive, or they would prefer to be impulsive, definitely were impulsive in your situation, or at least when they get fired up, be a little thoughtless, be a little, do I use the word a little dumb? Well, it feels like they didn't use their head. They go by emotion. Well, now I have somebody who's working their way to make things better. They are working their way, trying to figure their way out of a sticky situation. I have Virgo and Aquarius energy to accompany the fire energy or an athletic build with the characteristics I mentioned. Someone who definitely has a toned figure, an athletic figure, an active figure, in shape, could almost be to someone who's a little obsessed about their appearance. They could actually have a perfect figure for their whole style, whatever that may be. And I did say I'd pull a few more, just a few more, because we already know it's a sticky situation. Someone's coming back with those characteristics. This fell out. I'm going to hold on to that. And take one from here. So I have cheat, I have dark, I have sweet, I have greed. A little bit more, this person could wear dark clothes, have dark humor. It almost feels in this energy, especially with 8 of Pentacles and the Star card, this person could almost find it maybe hard to go and give a compliment, or if they give a compliment, they could almost do that sarcastically, like maybe a tinge of jealousy colors some of the things that they say when they, or have said when they say when they say beneficial things or flattering things or nice things. They can't just say it purely nicely. They just got to add like a little bit of an edge to it, a little bit of roughness. Could also have dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin, but I do feel like almost a sarcastic type of humor, dark clothes. I'm not really getting dark personality so much as physical characteristics or a personality. Not dark personality, but feels like a sarcasm there. I feel like cheat here. Well, we already know that person burned bridges. So for some of you, cheating may be an aspect here, but since what I'm pulling on is not really before the fact or why they burned those bridges, but I'm pulling on messages to be aware or beware of, I feel like this person is going to try and cheat the situation that they have created. More than anything, they're going to go and try and cheat the loneliness that they created. They're going to try and rebuild by being flattering. In short, too, let me go and say this person is going to try and rebuild not necessarily by playing fair, but by using every trick in the book they can. If they can appeal to your emotionality, they would. If they could appeal to your sympathy, they would. If they could appeal to your ego, they would. If they could appeal rather. Anything they can use. That's the energy I have here. Anyway, I'm going to end this reading here for this one. We'll go on to the next message. Because we already have an idea of who we're talking about. Somebody with, as I said, those elements of Pitta, that body type, with Aquarian and Virgo placements. We'll go on to the next message. Let's see. Next message, let me go and shuffle this a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Now, sometimes with these aware and beware, if I'm getting the same message over and over again, or essentially the same message, I will come back for another session later. But we'll see. Right now, I'm not going to direct it. Let's see what else is in the energy. What other messages are here? Aware and beware, things to be aware of or beware of. Somehow this is not going in. Why is it not going in? There we go. All right. Another message. I'm going to choose 2 this time. So I have cheat and burned bridges again. I'm only going to pull 3 cards on this. And I think I'm going to put the tinctures on this. Let's see if it's different than the message we just pulled. So I have significant Pisces energy here with 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. I have permanent physical security and 10 of Cups. Someone's choosing the easy way out. This is actually a different message. Someone's choosing the easy way out. They're seeking permanent physical security. They're settling for, or settling, choosing. I don't know if it's settling. I'd say choosing. They're choosing a situation that will be constant to them, regardless of what has gone down or what will continue to go down. Someone can look the other way, burn bridges and cheat. They can look the other way because what that person offers them is that person essentially will always come back like a boomerang. And the other person knows that that person has a wandering eye, but they also know that they won't stray. Or excuse me, they won't leave. They are straying, won't leave. Let's see a little bit more. Just a little bit more, because I'll hop on to the next message after this. I have vegan, show off, and sadist. Ooh. You know, I'm not really liking the energy of quiet little cat. I'm not really liking the energy of vegan, show off, and sadist. What this is kind of like a performance artist, especially even too with physical security, and this 9 of Cups energy feels a little bit like performance, like this person does things specifically to try and make themselves seem enlightened, caring, soft, friendly, approachable. Did I say the word caring? I have somebody here who they go through actions. I don't really care if they're a vegan or not. That's not the issue. The issue is this person tries to present themselves, tries to present politics of how supposedly they live their life, or they engage in almost like political theater. Like, for instance, somebody who purposely would wear secondhand clothing, that they're against disposable fashion, or someone who uses carts their groceries around in a cardboard box because they say that they're trying to save plastic bags or the planet or the ocean or manatees from plastic bags. I mean, you know, it's a little pejorative, or someone who says that they're like now a vegetarian and they, I don't know, use a moose wood cookbook as their Bible. Someone who wants to appear caring, so therefore they can go and quote bell hooks. Hey, I'm a sensitive, caring, understanding, blah, blah, blah person. I can quote, or at least I can say the name bell hooks. I understand the struggle you're going through. I read bell hooks. I don't know, it's something like that. I'm intellectual. I go and have a subscription to the New York Times. I'm cultured. I have a magazine that gets delivered to my house every day from the New Yorker. I don't know, this person does things or has connections to things purposely to go and get the connotation that it has, rather than actually enjoying or believing in whatever the messages are. It's all very superficial. This person very well could be a vegan, but as I said, I feel like it's more vegan, show-off, sadist. They could be involved in things not because they believe in it, but because it looks good. Wordy way to say they get involved in things that look good. They think that looks good. I'm going to pull just a little bit more because it is a different message. It is a different. Okay, some of you have a person that you have to be aware of, beware of. And this message, of course, as I'm doing collective readings, is that, and as I drill into it, the message starts off broad and then becomes more and more refined, right? But of course, you can take the parts that resonate, let the rest go. This part just segued now into two parts. One is I'm going to say, for some of you, you are going to meet somebody who literally is a performance artist. We'll just call them that. They're a performance artist and very calculating. I wonder how much of the politics or the lifestyle that they have at the surface level do they actually really believe in? I'd venture to say very little. Maybe the only thing they actually believe in is how good they look in the mirror and how thick their wallet is. Maybe how nice their car is. If they bring people over to their apartment, they like to entertain and hold parties. I would also say this person has a nice house, a nice home, nice housing as well. Anything that's shown to the public, this person is very scripted with. For some of you, you're going to be meeting a person like that. That person is just around the corner for you, too. This is going to benefit that person more than you, like this meeting. And for others of you, and a little bit more for the one people who you haven't. A person like this doesn't sound like someone who you've dealt with. This person is right around the corner. This person has burned their previous bridges by being slimy, I want to say. They've been slimy. Sneaky and slimy. And they very well could be looking at you for a connection just because, well, you seem like a good option to settle down with. You seem like the opposite of what they really are. You are safe. You're nothing like them in their energy. That's for one half of you. And the other half, you could have someone with just a big enough ego to come back. This person does have a big ego to come back and try and re-engage. That person isn't over yet. This person does have significant Pisces energy. When I say significant Pisces energy, I'm kind of referring to energy that could be a Pisces besides Pisces, sun, moon, rising. See, that's what I had my cat on the table before, because he meows like this all the time when I do my readings. Quiet. And if they don't have Pisces energy in those areas, then they have Pisces energy, I want to say, in their Venus or in their Mars or their Pluto. In this energy that I'm pulling here, it feels definitely like Pluto energy and Mars energy, maybe Mercury energy as well, depending on like how that cheat and how that show off could be expressed. Anyway, these are collective readings, but yeah, Pisces energy, when I say significant, I'm talking about personal planet energy, Mars energy, Pluto energy. Could it be Uranus energy? It could be. I wouldn't say a Pluto Saturn. A Pisces Saturn. Maybe it could be a Pisces Saturn. But now that I'm thinking about with Saturnian energy being energy of commitment and stability, and then we have show off. cheat and burn bridges and blah, blah, blah. Maybe it could be Saturn too. But as I said, it's significant. So when I say significant, and this is just me, again, going on just what I'm feeling, with that Saturn energy, I would see that Saturn energy having to be somewhere pertinent, like a seventh house, a fourth house, a first house. Could it be an eighth house, house of hidden enemies? Could it be a 12th house? Things like that. Think about that. Or when you meet somebody and if they have their Pisces, check their Pisces placements and think about where they have it. We'll go on to the next sign, but I am going to do the tinctures because let's see what else I can get. And the energy is really strong to me. All right. Another message. See, should I leave it open again? That's what my cat says. He says, row, row. If you were watching the moon messages, you could have been saying, oh, she was just joking about the cat going row, row, row. No, I'm not joking. Let's get another message. Good. Shall I take that? I'm going to take one more. I'm going to take good. Why not have good? And we put this down. And I'm going to take this. Wow, wow. According to my cat. Something is good now. Helper. Could somebody out there use some help? Isn't that a Beatles song? Is it help? I need somebody to help. I have snake. Keep in mind that we are in the year of the snake. This could be referring to a person, but these are identifiers, specific anchors. So it could not be only someone born in the year of the snake who is a helper. It could also be the year of the snake, which we're in right now. The year of transformation, the year of shedding, the year of growth. I actually do think, well, some people have snakes as different connotations. I actually look forward to snakes personally. I see snakes as transformation, evolution. What you currently have experienced, things are changing for you. It's odd. 2 years ago and last year, 2023, 2024, I've been out in the woods so much looking for snakes. I used to see them all the time before, and I haven't seen a snake in over 2 years. And I spent so much time out in the woods, so much time out by the water. Not one snake. Odd. So good now and spring. Something good is coming now. And we do have a time. Well, we have 2 timing cards, now and spring. I'm excited. What is good? What is coming now in spring? I want this card. There you see is, I was about to say it was judgment. It's the tower. Look, that sun wanted to come out, but we're going to go with tower. I like the tower card. Tower and death are 2 of my favorite energies. Guaranteed change. Absolute change. The change is here. Let's rebuild anew. Since that Knight of Wands came in reversed, I'm going to throw a card on it. Whole bunch of misery is being put to rest, is being buried. A whole new season, a whole new stage for some. This may be represented in a person with strong Scorpio or Sagittarius and or Sagittarius energy. I don't think this is necessarily referring to the seasons as we have the card of spring, but I do think there is someone who's going to be an agent of change for you. Very well with that cards coming up of helper. That person could have significant Scorpio energy or significant Sagittarius energy. I definitely have somebody who's going to be a helper, though, in the energy of Tower, Death, Knight of Wands, and Ten of Wands. This person is going to go and put in some serious work, some serious effort. They're going to see you as worth the effort. See you also, too, as where you should go. They're also going to respect the hard work that you've done so far. They're going to appreciate the effort and the strength and the stamina that you've shown, and the way you apply yourself. I do have somebody also in this energy who's an admirer, will be an admirer of how you handle things. Even if everything is threadbare, falling apart, or whatever, in situations that other people would be like, oh, I can't do it, or this is beyond me. They're going to appreciate the way either you behave in situations like that or you have behaved in situations like that. I have admiration here in this energy. Let's get some more cards. All I have now is good now, spring, and I have promise change, and I have a person who's going to help you. They're going to respect you. They're going to aid you. They're going to believe in you, and they're going to be very impressed by your grit. Also, too, it feels like very no-nonsense energy here. The fact that you haven't engaged in nonsense, what you say you do, you're not superficial. Your situations are not superficial. You don't live life superficially. You're real. The realness is something that they like. They appreciate, they value, they admire. I have tons of admiration here. Let me say that as well. Soon, somebody here is going to meet somebody. That person is going to have admiration for you. You will impress this person. Hello, Jenny. Jenny, for personal readings, I can definitely go and pull this question for you. I do ask for a donation, though. Do you use Cash App or Buy Me a Coffee? So that's it, huh? I can definitely go and find out if your your guy has been with your ex-girlfriend, what the energy is between them, what went on between them. If anything, I could find it out for you. Let me know, Jenny, if you'd like me to pull for you on
You're gonna tell me?
on John.
Something I wouldn't have to. There was some way around it.
And if you want to see the energy of John and Brandy, and if they
I could resign.
spent time together recently, and what kind of time that was.
I'm not sure that anyone else can. The science indicates. Science? What do you mean the science?
Details to the Cash App and Buy Me a Coffee are on my channel. They're also in the description.
Really a lot of help.
So if you make a donation, Jenny, I can take a look for you.
You're never gonna die. You don't want anything to happen to you. Do you think
Let me know, Jenny.
we just gotta figure out a way? I already did.
And I'll be more than happy to put this reading on hold and
Monster rises.
dive into it for you.
I don't care.
In the meantime, until I hear back from Jenny,
I'm 16 years old.
I am going to
I don't wanna die.
continue getting this message of what's good now in the spring. I almost want to clarify with tarot these cards, but I'm going to leave them as they are. And of course, if anybody else here would like to go and donate for a personal reading, Cash App and Buy Me a Coffee are the two methods of payment that I ask for. Mystic Moons is a small channel. We are not monetized, so definitely your contributions help the content that's produced here, especially the collective readings, which we do for everyone. But if a reading, as we say, if a reading is just going to benefit one person and not a collective, we ask for a donation, please. All right, so, I'm actually so curious about the Tower, Death, Knight of Wands, and Ten of Wands. I'm going to use these. It's funny how my moon cards are a little inflammatory, as I mentioned, and they're either positive or negative. I have nothing in between. I have no neutral cards. The only neutral cards I have here are timing cards and descriptive cards. Like that would be a neutral card, right? Rooster. Educated would be a positive. Commit would be a positive. Enabler, well, enabler is kind of a negative. Dark and light. I have a light as a foil of this. I actually just see that as descriptions. Permanent, positive, defend, positive, overdue, negative, etc., right? These slips that I have here, they're a little bit more varied and maybe a little bit more inflammatory. I have some cards that fell out here, but I want to pull them. I do have flying, drab, self-care, and calculations, along with crossroads of desire. But as I said, I want to pull these. I'm just going to pull one for each, and then I'll go back to the moon cards. So the Tower gets resents you. I don't know if you can see that. Death Death gets happy. There you can see that. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Oh, poor Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands gets Casanova. As you can see there. Well, someone's coming in to romance you. But however, with Casanova, doesn't that imply, at least it implies to me, despite the fact I have good, happy, and now Knight of Wands with Casanova implies there's someone here who's quite experienced at charming the pants off of people. So 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands gets a past life. How interesting with Death and Tower being here and 10 of Wands having past life. I have a connection coming up for some people this coming spring. It is going to be good for you. This person is going to respect you. This person is going to admire you. I feel like you have a bigger backbone than this person does. I do think this person is used to charming people extremely well, extremely skillfully. I'm not going to say this person is anything more than that in a negative side, but you know, Casanova and Knight of Wands, that's like some. Also, too, let me go and say this person is quite attractive. Quite attractive. This person knows, I already said a charmer. Definitely charming person. It's also too like how this person has gained validity about themselves in some sort of self-esteem type of way by getting the approval of others. In fact, let me go and say, I think that's something also why this person is going to admire you, because this person has acted in certain ways precisely to go and get people to like them. And I feel like with your actions overall, you stick to your guns. If they like you, they like you. I mean, I see, obviously, Tower, Death, and 10 of Wands, you know, you've worked with situations as much as you could, but you've had your, like, as far as you would go, everybody's line of how far they would go is different. And this person, I feel like, has extended their boundaries and their borders more and more in an effort to please people and get seemingly more than they, to get more, what's the right words to say here? To be more effective in charming people or being likable, this person has relaxed their boundaries or laid down their boundaries. And I think something that this person is going to respect and admire is how you're kind of there like, well, this is who I am, and I'm not going to modify myself, let's say, more or any more, or modify myself at all to please you or to maybe, you know, get you to whatever, work with me, talk with me, hang out with me, support me. And I feel like this person, this Casanova, this person is a Casanova because they adapt themselves to what other people's expectations are rather than having their own expectation. A little sad energy that I'm getting here, but I think that's too why this person admires you, because you're not like clay. You don't mold yourself from one situation to another. Maybe on a surface level you do, but it's all very topical. This person actually goes inside and changes stuff about them, and then I think they kind of resent that. or they move on trying to move past that, and then they keep on changing and changing and changing. And the identity that they have is just one that pleases people as opposed to one that stands their ground and walks truth. As I said, this person is impressed by your authenticity. And past life and 10 of Wands, as I said, with Scorpio energy here is quite interesting. You have a past life connection here with this person. Now, in this energy and what I'm pulling so far, this person could be, this person could be meeting you as a wake-up call for them to rediscover their backbone, straighten up, which in that case, this meeting would essentially, although I have good now in spring, if that's the case of the meeting that I'm getting here, especially with that three of swords energy I have here, it's like you are going to be the catalyst in a whole lot more ultimately, like on the life path, life impressions, life growth, ascending another stair towards being a better person. You're going to be that step for them in this energy. You're going to be the wake-up call for them. If that's the case. But I do see them helping you. I do see them helping you. I do see them admiring you. I do see them supporting you. But besides the help, the support, the admiration, blah, 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 the fan clubbing that I see here, ultimately, you are the one who's going to enrich this person far more than they are going to enrich you. You are the gift. You're the gift that fate has given them more than you. You're the gift. They're not the gift. They're helpful, they're appreciated, they will make an impact, but overall spiritually, like in the big moments of life, it's you. That's the kind of energy I have here. I do wish I had it as a little bit differently because, I like to get like positive messages. And this is kind of like you will be a teacher to someone, which may, it's more beneficial to them ultimately than it is to you. You know what it feels like too? On a superficial level to where you are right now, even if you're going through some pretty big transitions with this energy, I do see big transitions, but it's ultimately, as I said, in the big scheme of life, you're the gift. I could end this reading right here, or I could develop this a little bit more. There's always more to get. Let's see, do I want to pull a little bit more on this? Give me a second to think about this. You know what? I am going to pull a little bit more. I'm going to pull 2 cards on 10 of Wands because I'm curious about this past life. And then I'm going to pull a few more Moon cards and then we will call it. We'll go and get another message. I had to think about that. Only because, as I said, I'm a little disappointed that the message that I have is essentially like you're going to be a teacher to someone, that you're the gift. You're the life lesson to someone who strayed. You're the wake-up call. You're the breath of fresh air. You're the gust of fresh air. You're the whirlwind. So I do have a meeting coming up for some of you. As I said, this person, I feel like you're going to meet someone. This person is going to be quite helpful. I think the magnetism, or do I call it the attraction, about this connection with the past life is the fact that this person has sort of had superficial, or either superficial feelings, or they've closed off their feelings. Their feelings were too deep to process, too hard to process. And again, it comes back to authenticity as well under 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, Chariot, and King of Cups. It's like a person who's just been going through the motions, but has sort of become disillusioned in the fact that in the motions that you're supposed to do, you're doing that for a reason. And that what can be more authentic than love, care, support, and the connection between people. And what you grow by yourself, you can only go so far by what you grow by yourself as opposed to what you can grow with others. And a few more cards. I'm going to pull 2 from each pile. So, someone go and check out the year of the dragon. What are the years of the dragon? I would check upon that and think about it as both birth years as well as actual years. Because it could be referring to a specific year. It could be referring to somebody born under the year of the dragon. Also, think about the characteristics of a dragon. Well, I do think dragon is earth energy. I believe it is. You go and check up on that as well. Check to see what element is the dragon under. I don't think it's under metal, and I don't think it's under wood. It could be under wood, but I don't think so. I think dragon is earth. But anyway, check that out, because that's this is an anchor, an identifying characteristic. I feel like the hair could either be dark or light with this, but I do feel like the person has light eyes. Not dark eyes, light eyes. Piercing eyes. I feel like even if they're brown eyes, the eyes are still light compared to their irises or their pupils, right? Use the wrong word. Their pupils. With this devil, with a dragon. With this dragon, this is someone that when they choose to take action, they're going to take action in a big way. Probably, too, this person has been going around in Casanova mode, in people pleaser mode, because when this person actually does decide to go and stick their heels in on a specific issue, nothing can go and budge them. I feel like this person is very strong-minded, very strong-willed, has a very strong determination, but for some reason they haven't tapped into that. It's like they realize that the force of when they say no, or when they actually want something, or don't budge, it polarizes people to them. Because I feel like in this energy, this person ultimately does, once this person makes up their mind, they're basically unmovable in changing their mind. They have firm resolve. They can have firm resolve if they choose to believe, to stake themselves on it. So all those energies I'm getting from the dragon, I'm getting a few other messages, but I feel like they could be more specific. Like, for instance, I am getting someone who is fashionable, but I feel like they have a quiet sense of fashion, not really loud, but more sophisticated. It could be tailored, but I'm not really getting it necessarily has to be tailored. I'm just getting the fact that it's more subdued. But if you look at it, they have like a powerful, sophisticated vibe. If it's tailored, it could be, but they're just clothes that really fit them, and they're not bright, they're not bold, but they're very powerful. And whatever they wear, it's very flattering. This person is. This person has quite the image that they craft of themselves and quite the impression that they make. Hello, Henry. So I have separate watching your videos, talented, meantime, and my ego is to care. Yeah, this person definitely is impressive in their own right. Well, we had Casanova energy in here. So this person, as I said, is a people pleaser. I think as well they were able to go or have been able to be very fluid in how they dealt with people, precisely because it was all about the effect or impression that they make. I do think this person is very talented. I think as well you have your share, your unique brand of talent as well. It's separate. I'm almost getting like there's no competition as well. Whatever your talents and attributes are, they're yours. And I feel like this person is not necessarily going to be in competition with you. Not in competition because this person, as I said before, has a whole lot of ego themselves. They have some high self-confidence there. Anyway, this connection is coming up. I do have spring here as a timing card. I do have now here as a timing card. I feel like all this energy is going to happen before the summer. This meeting is going to happen before the summer. Was there anything more that I can say here? Well, besides having significant Scorpio and Sagittarius energy, I do have Pisces, Cancer, and Aries also accompanying this energy. Those could be placements that you share. Those could be placements that this person shares. It's interesting too, I'm going to say, with Four of Wands, Aries energy, and what is it? Chariot, Cancerian energy. It could be basically any time from now to just about the beginning of Cancerian season. Could be. So basically, any time from now to summer solstice. Well, hello, Henry. Always glad to meet a new friend. And that's what my kitty says too. He says, meow, meow. And of course, if anybody would like a reading, feel free to ask. I'm going to go on to the next message. I am going to put the tinctures on it though. Let's see. I want to be sure this person's energy was really strong here, just as strong as that last one. So I want to make sure I pull some new energy, a new message. That energy is fast though, by the way. Some of the energies I get, as I said, well, some are very immediate and other ones are just different. They're more, that was a little bit louder than I intended to do, excuse me. Let's go and close that out. Let that sound out. All right, let's get another message. Another message. I have sweetheart. Someone is very nice. Someone tries their best to be nice. Someone is very careful and empathetic about those around them. We'll find out more. Let's see. I have that dragon energy again. Okay, so we have dragon. I already went through the dragon, right? Characteristics of the dragon. Oh, but this is a blustery dragon. I have somebody, are they exactly hot air? I wouldn't say they're hot air, but I have someone who definitely throws their weight around. I would almost say to beware of. Someone could try to be quite pushy on you. Someone is definitely going to try and throw their weight around. You are going to have a contact from somebody. Definitely, if they are not born in the year of the dragon. I feel like in this energy, it isn't so much, as I said, with dressing, because that was very specific the way they dress. But I feel like this person is someone who is imposing in their own way. They could be of small stature, though, in this case. Could be a small stature, could be large stature, but they have a lot of roar. They use the volume of their words to try and gain space, gain dominance. This person throws their weight around. And perhaps too, with insincere and trashy, I think that they don't really think that much about what they say. Basically, they think a thought, it seems good, and they run with it. They'll just throw it out there without really giving much thought about it. This person does have some sort of weight, whether it is, it could be through their height. It could also be through maybe their career, maybe just their general attitude. They could be demanding in that way. That is the energy that I have. And this person is going to make contact with you. Let's find out more. That feels like someone essentially is going to try to use someone else's politeness or sweetness or be attracted to your niceness. I know. Is there such a word as niceness? I should know this, being an English major, but it's too late in the morning for me. I think where I am, it's something like 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. I think I may end this. Let me see, what time is it? Oh, it's almost 2 a.m. Well, it's late for me. I got up early. Yeah, my mind is fried. Is niceness a word? Like, is it a legitimate word? Because sometimes I make up words when I do YouTube videos. Like, I wasn't sure. I did a Virgo reading earlier today. And I wasn't sure, how did you make Virgo into, from a noun to an adjective? Was it like Virgoian? Virgian? Like, you know, the way you can say Piscean, Cancerian, Aquarian. How would you do that for Virgo? I couldn't, so I think I made up something, but I forgot what it was. And now I think, could it be that word for niceness is also that? I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't mind doing readings when I'm half asleep anyway, although my memory recollection may not be the greatest. But I think I may end it after this one because I'm a little tired. Oh, niceness. Thank you, Henry. So there is niceness. Okay. Yes, I don't mind. I like to know what those things are. As I said, I'm a little tired. I got up early this morning. But let's go and finish this reading right here of somebody who's basically going to try and throw their weight around. They're going to go and say things, anything could come out of their mouth. That's all that I'm getting from insincere and trashy. Not so much their behavior, but I feel like it's their manner, especially with contact here. And dragon, the whole thing speaks of bluster, speaks of being a blowhard, speaks of trying to intimidate, trying to overwhelm. And they're only doing that because they think the other person is too nice to check them. So I'm going to pull out four more moon cards. Let's see. So let me go and see what second chance is. Second chance. Okay, for some of you, I think you're a little too nice for your own good. Of course, I don't really think there's really, honestly, anything as true as being too nice for your own good. But someone seems to think that they can approach you again. This person you know. Again, we have Year of the Dragon. As I said, take those dragon characteristics. This is a different type of person, though. This person you have dealt with, this person is currently in the process of building up their strength and resolve to come back. They're going to come back for a second chance. This person could have been educated upon what it is that they'd like on that second chance, or this person could be so-called educated. You know, with this vegan, I'm also getting some dualistic messages with that as well. This person could be a vegan. You know what this person could be as well? Do I even say this? I kind of feel like not saying it, but I am going to say it. It feels like with vegan in months, like this person hasn't eaten meat in months. So I'm not really taking that necessarily as actual carnivore behavior, but almost, have you heard of like when they call someone like a herbivore and a carnivore, right? Or a predator and a prey? I feel like this person just simply hasn't really been out in the scene. They haven't really been, like, in other words, as I said, trashy, I feel like is more referred to their manner and the way they throw themselves around, their actual behavior. Let's say that if it was like trashy for months, then you could imagine what that could be. I feel like vegan with months is like this person has been leading almost a celibate sort of lifestyle. They've been abstaining from things. I'll put it that way. Vegan and months, this person has been abstaining. What have they been abstaining for? Well, I leave that up to the person. I'm not going to look any more into it. What exactly have they been abstaining to? Something that a behavior, something they've ingested, some sort of something, but yeah, they've been abstaining and celibate from something in some way for a while. So you have a person who's making their way back to some of you. You know this person. This person, if they don't have the attitude of being blustery like that, they're going to have it when they approach you. Also, too, I wonder though, with a vegan and months and the abstaining, abstinence, celibate type of energy that I was getting, I wonder if that's been a conscious decision of them or just something that's occurred by happenstance. Maybe they've been too busy. Maybe they've been in an area where just things haven't been that exciting for them. Or maybe this person really has made that conscious choice to change their intake of certain things. Something to think about. All right, so I'm a little tired. I'm going to go and end the reading here unless anybody here would like me to pull before I go on some questions for you. For today, I'm not really asking for any specific amount, just if you have a question. Also, too, in honor of everything going up with the prices, that whole Trump's tariff thing. What does he call it? Liberation Day, when all the prices are going to go up? Okay. But let's say in honor of that, yeah, if anyone has any question, let me know. I'll take donations of any kind if you have a question that you want me to look into the answer for. And if not, then you can go and catch me on another live. But yeah, right now, just if anybody has any questions, feel free to think about it. If there's something you want to know in specific, if you want to know what is in your energy, if you want to know how somebody regards you, if you want to know if somebody has any specific actions towards you, sometimes, well, think about it. I'm sure you could probably empathize yourself. You know how sometimes you may be saying, oh, I'm going to do this, but then you change your mind. But then there are some things that you definitely are going to do. There isn't that sort of flip-floppiness. It's all about the energy and intention. Well, thank you, Henry. As I said before, nice to meet you. Also, thank you to everybody else who have been watching. I appreciate your time today. And I will be back with more messages. I do think I have only the earth sign, I have water, no, I have, as I said, it's late for me. I have air signs. I have air April messages yet to do. And I will be back with another aware and beware. Everybody have the most beautiful night, morning, early evening, afternoon, wherever you may be, and whatever time you're watching. Bye-bye. Wishing all of you the most beautiful day.